Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while. I'm not going to say the same spiel that I say every single time that I haven't posted in a while, but today I'm excited to do, it's not my first ever mukbang, but I definitely haven't done one of these in a long time. The last time I did a mukbang was in November of 2019, and it was in my old condo that I lived in years ago. I've lived in 3 places since then. But this mukbang is going to be more of a healthy food type. Is it going to focus? There we go. Okay, so I recently started doing the animal-based diet, and it's been really amazing. It's changed my life in a lot of ways, and this is really what a typical meal looks like for me, and I thought it would be interesting. I've been wanting to do more mukbangs, and this felt like the perfect time. Also, I have my wireless mic because I paid for these and I don't use them enough, so we're going to be using the DJI wireless mics today, and it's sitting up on my tripod because I find that the sound is better when it's received this way as opposed to clipped onto my shirt. Okay, so let me show you guys everything I have. Oh, okay. So we've got a big piece of ribeye steak. Date down. I am still perfecting my steak. I mean, I think it tastes pretty good. I know everybody has different ideas of what a good steak is. Some people like it medium, some people like it medium rare. I don't know. We all have different taste. But I cook that in some salted butter and just add salt and pepper, and then I cook some garlic cloves in because I feel like it really helps with the flavor. However, I really don't like the texture of fat, which in this diet it's really important to have healthy fats, but I just end up cutting off a lot of the fat and letting my boyfriend eat it because he loves it. So we've got some steak. Divine. Kind of wish that I added a little more salt, but that's okay. Okay. So we've got the steak. My boyfriend is watching me because he's eating his dinner too. And then we've got some watermelon that I chopped up a couple of days ago, and then a Bartlett pear. I gave Ryan a few pieces of the pear, and then 3 dates with butter. I never thought I would see the day that I would wake up in the morning craving dates. But we're here. Yum. I really appreciate how tender a ribeye is, which is funny because the reason it's tender is because there's more fat. But if the fat is marbleized in the meat seamlessly, it doesn't bother me, but there's usually a very large chunk in a ribeye, and that's just too much. Ryan loves it though. I end up eating with my hands a lot too. It's just kind of how it goes. I do try to eat my protein first because, well, I guess I should kind of tell you guys why I started this diet to begin with. So, if you guys have been subscribed to me for a long time, you guys know that I indulge in gardening. I love it. And maybe you guys don't know, but I just turned 30. And I've noticed that with turning 30, my body is changing in terms of, I mean, basically it's just all catching up to me. I thought that, people are like, enjoy it while you're young, sweetie. Like, your body's not always going to be able to handle all that junk food. I really thought that my body would be able to handle all that junk food forever. I was like, I am a special case. I can eat Lucky Charms for breakfast until I'm 65 and be completely fine. I got into a relationship. I gained even more weight when I met him. It was like happy relationship weight, and inadvertently it affected him as well because he just started snacking with me and eating heavier with me, and I think I was eating even more because there was now somebody that I don't know, but happy relationship weight is a real thing. And then I felt like when it came time for me to try to lose weight, it was just really tough. It was really difficult. Felt like no matter what I did, the scale wouldn't move, or maybe I would lose like 4 pounds, and then that was it. And as somebody who used to be in the fitness scene, I find it really restrictive to be like in a weight loss phase, which I know is like counterintuitive or counterproductive. Is that even the right word? I don't know. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. How are you going to want to be in a weight loss phase and then be like, but this is too restrictive? So I would always have a lot of flexibility with my diet. Whether I was tracking or not, there was always room for a candy bar at the end of the night. There was always room for an In-N-Out burger. I just made a lot of space for those foods because a lot of people can, unless you are insulin resistant, which I found out I was. After years of being convinced that I was insulin resistant and having doctors tell me over and over again, like, nope, your blood work looks good, everything looks fine. So this path continues. I'm irritated because I'm not seeing progress and everyone's telling me I'm fine and just eat 1,200 calories a day. And I'm like, no. I had a doctor look at me and say that. She was like, if you want to lose weight, you need to eat 1,100 calories. I'm like, what the fuck? You're being crazy. So, okay, come here, bunny. Jeez. I didn't consider the fact that because I'm talking, I'm going to get full faster. But I need to try to finish this steak. Okay. So, I end up hiring a naturopathic doctor after a long time. And it's actually, funny enough, one of my subscribers. She's been subscribed to me for a really long time on my other vlogging, what once was fitness channel. She stayed with me all these years. And she's a doctor. So she's essentially like a virtual primary care physician. Me and Ryan both hired her. It was the first time I felt like my doctor really saw me, and she was like, hey, granted, she's been following me, so it's great because she's like, I know what your journey has been like. I know that you've had moments of being active and not being active and your mental health and all these things. Handled it very professionally, though. Like, just felt like talking to a friend that was a doctor. I don't know. Sorry, I'm picking out all the fat. So we had a wonderful conversation, and I told her what I've told every other doctor, which is I feel like I could be insulin resistant. You know, my hormones feel like they're all over the place. I'm struggling. I can't lose weight. I'm so irritated. And I just keep I just keep kind of reverting back to my same lifestyle choices, because I'm like, what is the point in being even slightly restrictive if I'm not seeing any change? So she's like, cool, let's run labs on, your thyroid, your hormones, your blood sugar, your insulin, and I wanted it all to be fasted. I'm like, cool. We do it. And though everything showed, well, not everything, my cholesterol was all over the place, but my glucose and insulin did show that it was normal and that they were like within a healthy range. But something my doctor has taught me is that healthy does not mean optimal. And there's essentially this website called HOMA-IR. Great resource if you want to find out if you are insulin resistant. You need to have your fasting glucose and your fasting insulin. And you plug these numbers in, and it'll calculate what your HOMA-IR is. And this will tell you if you're insulin resistant. So my fasting glucose was at 99, and my fasting insulin was at like 16 or 18, one of those numbers. Might have even been higher, might have been 20, I don't know. When I plugged that in, it showed my HOMA-IR being at a 3.8, and they consider anything over a 2 to be insulin resistant, and the higher it goes, the more severe the insulin resistance is. So fine. I don't know that at the time, but as I said, I am convinced that that's what I'm dealing with. And I'm like, hey, can we go over the blood work when we get a chance? She's like, yep, we definitely have some insulin resistance that we're dealing with. So let's like talk about lifestyle changes or kind of like the approach that you want to take. And my insurance actually did approve me for tirzepatide. It's like one of those GLP-1 medications. It's a weight loss medication. It's not the same as what they use for diabetics. But I won't lie, I was like very eager at first because I felt like I was like, nothing's gonna work. I've tried everything. You can tell me that a lifestyle change is gonna fix it, but I don't feel like it is. And do I even want to make such a severe lifestyle change? And so we kind of found like a middle ground, which was for me, well, I guess it's not a middle ground. I definitely just took the lifestyle change approach with the help of supplements. So she was like, have you ever heard of an animal-based diet? And I'm like, no. And that already sounds so restrictive. And the thing is, this diet is sorry, I just burped, and you guys probably heard that in 4D. But this diet is restrictive when we look at today's society, today's day and age, the foods that we have available at our fingertips in the middle of every grocery aisle. But really, you're like going back to your roots and eating the way your ancestors probably did. I'm eating organic, grass-fed, pasture-raised meats. I have raw milk, raw cheese, raw kefir. I have a lot of probiotic yogurts. Like, protein is at the center of everything that I eat. And I don't just buy like any meat. I'm definitely like really conscientious of where it's from. This steak that we get comes from like an amazing organic grocery store that is like fresh cut every day. And it also gives me peace of mind knowing that it's ethical, the way that the meat is prepared. And so I try to stick to this, just steaks. I eat lots of eggs, again, organic, pasture raised. There is a thing where they say to avoid corn and soy, but I don't know, I haven't gone that far. And then all of our fruit is organic as well. Organic dates. Right now, this is not an organic butter because we ran out and our neighbor gave us some, and it's from Kirkland. It's a sweet cream butter and it's so good. Like, I think I like it more than the grass-fed one, probably for a reason. But yeah, everything is organic when it can be. Everything is cooked in butter. If it's not cooked in butter, maybe it's in olive oil, but neither of us are really reaching for that these days. And so far, I've been doing this for about 5 weeks now. I am down, at this point, 6 pounds. And I know for a fact, because of the amount of protein that I'm eating, along with Pilates 2 times a week, maybe weight training 1 to 2 times a week, I know I'm losing a lot of fat as opposed to fat and muscle. And I'm not feeling like I need to go on any type of weight loss shot or anything because my appetite is really in line. The first week or two maybe was kind of hard, but now my cravings are just like I wake up, like dates have been crazy for me recently. I wake up, I'm not really hungry until about 1. Yeah, probably 1 o'clock. And if I do decide to have something, I'll have like some yogurt with strawberries in it, or maybe I'll have like 2 eggs and a banana. I don't know, something like that. Oh, I should probably say what the diet is. Well, I mean, it is essentially just proteins, all grass-fed, pasture-raised. Same with produce, whether it's cheese or eggs or milk or kefir or yogurt, grass-fed, pasture-raised. I buy A2 grade milk. And yeah, it's been really great. I never was a cheese person. Ryan is actually lactose intolerant. And when he has other cheese, obviously it causes a lot of stomach and digestion issues. But we have the raw sharp cheddar cheese. He was like, this is the craziest thing. I feel nothing. Like, it doesn't upset my stomach or anything. And I noticed like our skin has just been so glowy. So yeah, we'll do that. Lots of raw products and then fruit. Unlimited amount of fruit, which is my dream come true. The hardest thing to not have a lot of is things like rice. Or pasta. I do treat myself to those things sometimes. I would say I followed this diet like 90%. But if I'm out with my friends, at this point, I made myself do it strictly for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks before I started to introduce old foods in. I can feel how different my body feels when I eat those foods. But I'm also like, if I'm at John and Vinny's, which is a really yummy Italian restaurant in LA, I'm going to get my spicy vodka pasta. There's no way around that. So the benefit with this diet, supposedly, it's not a low carb diet, but I'm definitely not eating ultra processed or really even processed foods at all. And the way insulin resistance works, I'm going to try to explain it as best as I can with my knowledge. I actually need some water. That would have sucked. Okay. And we're back. So the way that insulin resistance works is your body, when you eat a lot of carbs, when you eat a lot of processed and ultra processed foods, but really carbs in general, which makes me so sad because I love carbs. When you start producing too much insulin, you basically, do I even know how to explain this? Hold on. ChatGPT does it really well. I feel like I'm messing it up, and then someone's gonna say, "What are you saying, Jasmine? You're not saying that right." Explain insulin resistance to me like I'm a third grader. Oh my gosh, this is really good. Okay, are you ready? Wait, it's kind of long. Okay. Imagine your body is like a house, and every room in the house needs sugar, which is energy, to work well. Insulin is like a helper with a key to each room. So it will help open the doors so that sugar can go in and give the rooms energy. Now, if the doors get sticky, or rusty from too much sugar coming in all the time, the helper, insulin, has a harder time opening the door. This is actually a really great explanation. This is called insulin resistance. The doors don't open as easily, so the rooms don't get enough energy, even though there's a lot of sugar waiting outside. When that happens, your body tries to make even more insulin to get those doors open, which can lead to problems like tiredness, weight gain, or feeling hungry all the time. So insulin resistance is like having doors that don't work as well anymore, making it hard for your body to use sugar properly. And so what happens is when this sugar is sitting outside of the doors, it has to go somewhere, right? It's not just dissolving. It's not like, oh, I'm not needed, I'll go out with the next pee stream or the next bowel movement. It instead gets stored as fat in your body. And so a lot of people will see the weight gain typically within their belly, but I mean, it can, after that, it's a free-for-all. I gained weight everywhere. And so the more that I kept eating this ultra-processed food and just like constantly feeding my body rice and chocolate and ice cream and pizza and all the things that I love, the more aggressive the insulin resistance was getting. And it was nice to know, my doctor said, based off your family history and things, I suspect you are going to become insulin resistant regardless at some point. And she let me know that I would need to probably keep up with this and evaluate it for a very long time. Like, I will need to probably get my labs checked, I don't know, twice a year, to just make sure that, I'm staying within range, because the thing about insulin resistance is it's a metabolic condition, and this basically is like the precursor to pre-diabetes. So going back to my blood work, even though my hemoglobin A1C was showing a 5.5, I was actually like 0.1 or 0.2 away from being considered pre-diabetic. And I also was showing my liver was really like, she basically said I had NAFLD, which is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is just another indicator that I had insulin resistance, because the fat and sugar and all that was starting to get stored as visceral fat in my body. And I think it took seeing that blood work to be like, okay, I'm done making excuses. This is actually now my health. This is not just, tee-hee, I want to lose 5 pounds. This is like, I want to have kids. I want to live a long life. I want to have a healthy heart. I want to have a healthy body. I need to have a lifestyle 180. And so here we are now, 6 weeks later. It's going really good. Like, I'm really happy, and I'm getting full. But I wake up, I crave this. Like, sometimes I think, oh, do I want to eat the same thing again today? But then I go in the kitchen and I start chopping up my fruit and seasoning my meat and putting the butter in the dates, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So excited. So on top of all of this, I am supplementing berberine. I have a specific supplement. I think it's by Pure Ingredients, and it's actually a mixture of berberine and chromium, which are shown to be really effective at reversing metabolic conditions like insulin resistance and prediabetes. The great thing about NAFLD as well is it is reversible, but you just have to take it seriously and be rather aggressive about like reversing it. Because once you get diabetes, you have diabetes, right? I don't think type 2 is reversible. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to just finish out my food now. I'm done yapping because I'm getting way too full. I don't even think I can have that last piece. So, weird as it may seem, the dates are the dessert. I've seen a lot of people who are doing, I guess they are doing animal-based, and I just didn't really realize it at the time. They will get a date and put a bunch of butter in the middle. And I cannot lie to you, when I saw people do this, I was like, that looks so disgusting. Because one, I'm just like, I was never a butter person, and dates just, they look like prunes. And I'm like, that doesn't sound good. But salted butter with a date, it tastes like brown sugar cookie dough. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I just know that's what it tastes like. And it's delicious. That is incredible. That's incredible. Every time I'm surprised. I'm like, wow, you still taste so good. Okay. I think I'm going to end up saving this last one here because I actually am getting full. But last one. Cheers. Okay, I am stuffed and I'm ready to go lay down and relax. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to hopefully start posting more. I miss you guys a lot, and very grateful for your guys' patience while I navigate whatever journey I am on in my life right now. Appreciate you guys like always, and I'll see you next time.